in the tradition of Windy City, and an even larger poster of Windy City, comes Something Short of Paradise. The two movies really aren't anything alike, other than they were both the stock 5th choice on the Patreon polls for a while. And when this one won, it was quite a win, as in it won by a single vote after spending well over a couple of years on the polls. Will it be worth the very long wait for it to finally become an episode? Of course not. It never is. Winning the poll killed Saul. So what Something Short of Paradise is a very Annie Hall-like Woody-sploitation movie from 1979 about the on-off-again relationship of a journalist, played by Susan Sarandon, and a theater owner, played by David Steinberg, which could still be good. I quite enjoyed the last number 5 choice poll winner, Soup for One, which was heavily influenced by Woody Allen, but had the strong comedic timing of Saul Rubinek and Garrett Graham to carry it. This film comes from director David Halpern and producer James Gutman, previously of documentaries like Hollywood on Trial and I'm a Stranger Here Myself. This would be his only fictional film and also the last movie he would direct, but did continue on as a producer on stuff like Dead Heat. Their idea was for it to be like an old Hollywood romance set in modern-day New York, and for that they got screenwriter Fred Barron, who wrote the acclaimed 1977 Jeff Goldblum movie Between the Lines, and would later write for The Larry Sanders Show and created series like Caroline in the City and Dave's World. I just want to know who created the tagline, "Love isn't blind, just a little nearsighted." Guess that means the movie will end with their relationship getting fixed with lasers. Time to watch Something Short of Paradise. So this movie was theatrical, even if the start does have a very TV feel to it. Excellent establishing shot. Let's check in on what the gang from Taxi is up to. I hope it's the one where Jim gets his license. It's rare I see a movie start out with another movie. Say, the best part of this is that he's the only one in the theater. If this French romance gets all hot, he can butter the popcorn himself. It's like watching Travis Bickle as a film snob. Why didn't you take Sybil Shepherd here? All you need to know is that Harris here loves the movies. You like Play It Again, Sam, where Woody was super into Casablanca? Here's Harris watching a fake movie called Primo Primo, with opening credits that say we're in for all kinds of staples of classic rom-coms. Movies where everybody knows your name. There may even be spanking, punching a man in the throat, and, wait, is Crispin Glover ageless? I knew he was a god. That's some X-Files shit. Hey, why not? Mark Snow does the music for this too. They could have at least showed something from Zorba the Greek. Walter LaSalle shot this movie and won an Oscar for shooting Zorba. Naturally, the movie will start out with some classic New York versus LA talk.
Well, that's very cool.
You know?
See, you don't see that kind of thing walking around in LA.
Well, they're all in cars.
Yeah.
You're both from Tallahassee, cut it out. So it's the premiere of a new French film, where Harris's theater is handling an appearance from the movie's star. I can identify with this movie. Finally, a film with more posters in the background than in my review for it. They need to remake this, that way they can put a poster for Guy Ritchie's Swept Away in the background. They'll explain why Harris is so down.
Kinda touchy, isn't he?
Well, he hasn't really been himself since he broke up with his girlfriend.
Thanks, last-minute ADR. All we need now is looking up at a poster, pondering, and then that wavy flashback fade. What? I didn't think you were actually gonna do that! Sarandon is Madeline Ross, here with her friend, wait, Marilyn Sokol? Lulu from Can't Stop the Music? I'd like to see a movie about handling that premiere. And there's Harris, scoping out if anyone forgot their mantra. I bet this meet cute will be super New York and stuttery.
Old-fashioned. I'm old-fashioned.
You're also eating the salad dressing.
Oh, yeah. Well, what I like to do is I eat the salad dressing first.
Sorry, I was raised in Utah. What I wouldn't kill for a party with fry sauce. Sheesh! This would be the only starring role for Steinberg, a great stand-up comedian, writer, and director who's done great directing work on television like Seinfeld, Mad About You, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Friends, and the most famous of all, Eisenhower and Lutz. Here, though, his note from the director is no matter what happens, be nervous.
You see, this is a very dangerous neighborhood.
It is?
Oh, sure. I mean, that man is either a killer or an NYU professor.
I was able to step in and give him a good lecture about our Sonny Chiba triple feature, where I learned all of my karate moves. He does not do the week-long waiting period to call.
This isn't too late to call, is it?
Oh, no, I'm really glad that you did. I want to talk to you.
I think I left my wallet at the party. Can you see if they have it? It is one of those movies where a stand-up monologue will happen after every line.
Actually, I just called to see if this was the right number. You know, because a lot of people might give out one number, turns out to be another one, you never know, so I just thought, check it out.
I couldn't dip into my laundry quarters for the payphone. I don't know, it does feel like they're only going on walks together and day dates because the movie says they have to, so they can do the reluctantly doing housework stuff from Annie Hall.
You said you wanted to do this.
I know.
You said you really wanted to do
Yeah, that was me.
I see, so you're a guy who goes back on his word, huh?
Yeah.
He'll paint the room, but getting live lobsters out from behind the fridge is a deal breaker. If I didn't know they were romantic interests and just came into this scene, I wouldn't think they'd end up together. I'd think, oh, it's the classic gay best friend in one of these. See, they're even going to the movies.
It's an Indian film. It's one of those great Indian films.
Awesome, he's taking her to see Hero Panty 2. But it's hard for me to get mad at any movie with a cutaway like this.
I'm in big trouble.
I didn't have my proper platform shoes and silk dress to hit the dance floor, and I don't want to be the only one discoing the night away with a guy in a sweater vest. Look, even David Rash is trying to step in. Who's he playing?
Who is that?
Dave Ritchie, he works with me.
They thought of that off the top of their head. Hey, did we give David Rash's character a name? I don't know, David Ritchie? Harris is there to protect her from anyone wearing a mustache and Crisco on the chest hair.
Hey, pretty lady.
What's Harry Reams got that I don't got? Oh boy, this night's gonna end hot. Okay, let's take a break and, I don't know, put some music on or something. Maybe polish off the rest of this wine bottle.
Eisenhower and Lutz. Sponsored by Pepto-Bismol. For most common stomach discomforts, the one that coats is the only one you need.
We're back, and see, putting on some KC and the Sunshine Band elevates the mood. Though he will definitely make pillow talk weird.
You're luscious. You're beautiful.
You're never gonna call me again, are you? Harris wants to move fast, and I mean really fast.
If two people like each other, why don't they live together? You're upset.
No, I'm not upset. I just don't want to talk about it.
Okay, the chemistry here is, a bit off. In the scene where they sit there and read food ingredients, they have better chemistry with the boxes.
You know, Madeline, what I really hate are the silences. I hate silences.
All I suggested was that you move in.
You've only known each other for a week, and this look says it's been a week too long. Best time for another dissolve to the present. Is that supposed to make me be like, oh man, I hope these two work their shit out and get back together? Oh right, she's a journalist, I forgot. Hi David, I'll get the numbers sent up to Logan Roy immediately. Susan Sarandon is still very good in this, and of course feels natural no matter what she does. She has good timing too, like when she accidentally takes a drink of a soda that has a cigarette butt in it. Hell, in a lot of scenes, all she has to do is give an expression when the other person is in the midst of salon speak.
So I say to him, Sam, his name is Sam, you ask me out for dinner and I end up with a bowl of salted nuts. What am I, a chipmunk? To which he replies, you are you and I am I.
Okay, why isn't she with Harris? I would believe that coupling. But just because this is a rom-com doesn't mean that it can't have a jump scare.
Hey, your door's unlocked.
Duh, the most neurotic home invader I've ever seen! Don't you worry, Joe Grafassi will get his comeuppance when Two-Face puts his fate in the hands of a coin. All you gotta remember here is Harris and Madeline broke up. That explains his loose scripts where he wrote several movies about their split.
Why are you going to hiding?
Ever since you and Madeline split up, you've been impossible.
The ADR will always be on hand to tell us the relationship status. No time for that, they gotta pick up actor Jean Fidel, the star of Primo Primo, played by Jean-Pierre Amont, who may be from another country, but they all have the same banter.
Même leurs babies tous.
Why does he call me a baby tooth?
A baby tooth.
Yes. I don't know.
You gotta be very dialogue-y to be able to live in this town. Jean, you'll be the French George Segal of the movie. Even when characters leave a message, they have to do a routine.
Maddie? Christ, I hate these machines. About your Miss Venezuela piece, call me. Damn these machines, get rid of it.
And another thing, Maddie, why don't we bring back carrier pigeons? When the birds delivered my messages, it meant they were too busy to crap on my car. And don't cut me off with a flashback.
This is Madeline Ross. I'm not in right now, but if you
Yes, she is.
Classic sitcom staple of figuring out their outgoing message. I double-checked to see if Steinberg directed the Friends episode where they recorded their message, or the Seinfeld with George's message, but he did not. Missed opportunity. So back to her quirky neighbor Neil Diamond helping her with her phone. I have so many questions about this, and not just about the romance, but more so, is he just wearing glasses on the poster so they can have that tagline? So far, he has yet to ever wear glasses in the movie. And if he did have glasses, he'd just complain about them, like he's doing now with parties.
I hate parties. No one ever enjoys himself at parties. All you do is you just sit around and you have a lot of small talk.
You can definitely tell Steinberg directed some Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's very nervous about David showing up at the party, and I would be too. Immediately, Madeline and David have way better chemistry. Even her friend is like, what, you didn't really think you two were gonna end up together, right? Like I said, their chemistry is also better.
You could tone it down a little bit.
Tone what down?
You are a very intense person.
I'm not intense.
You're not intense.
I'm
You are
not.
the most intense person that I have ever known.
It's rare that I've seen a movie that is this unaware that the wrong people are getting together. I mean, look at this. These two are so good on camera. I'm sitting here watching it like, are they actually sleeping together? Then Harris comes in, like the dweeb who usually gets dumped in one of these because he has allergies. Only Bill Pullman was way more likable in Sleepless in Seattle. Whereas Harris here...
He returns with good cheer.
Hey, we're talking here. Do you mind?
That's a mentally stable reaction. Jesus, she looks terrified. Now let's drive home and make sure to film it like a thriller all of the sudden. Every look she gives is a look of sheer hatred.
Get your hands off the car.
Thanks for a great evening.
Get your hands off the car.
Will you call me tomorrow?
Get your hands off the car.
Christ, at least Alvy and Annie loved each other sometimes. Yeah, it made sense they broke up, but it also made sense they were together. Steinberg is incredibly talented, and I could see him working as a supporting character in something like this. But here, the chemistry just isn't there. Even he is bothering her with machine talk.
I'm not gonna have enough time to say anything on this damn machine. I hate machines. If I want to talk to a machine, Madeline, I'd call IBM.
Guess that's why they broke up. She caught him with a spark robot that caught the bed on fire. The montage will fill us in on their lives. Barney would rather play dead than play cards. His new dates hate him as much as Maddie. And we need to get the title song in.
Something short of paradise.
Yes, but was the song different when the movie had a stint on video where it was retitled Perfect Love? As perfect as his skills on the dance floor. I would say that he can't focus on dancing because of Maddie and David being there, but it's only because their names reminded him he's missing the latest episode of Moonlighting. It's high time these two talked it out as sitcom-y as possible.
Do you know what time it is?
I don't care what time it is.
Look, I'm sorry about all of this. There's no need for
Why
anyone
are
to
you
get this.
apologizing to them? Why don't you apologize to me?
I didn't mean it to them.
Surely it will be his magical power of dialogue that wins her back.
You pervert! You can't talk like that in front of my wife.
If we're perverts, we can say anything we like. That's the right of perverts.
Oh sure, but when I casually talk my pervert speak, I get an eviction notice. And why does he keep breaking things? Whatever, at least it's played for laughs here. Let's take care of you. Sure, you have anger problems, but at least you got hurt this time. They didn't even talk about anything. They just yelled at the neighbors and had banter about perverts. But hey, they miss each other.
God.
Shit, I missed you.
Why? So she wants to take things slow, and the main line he's been saying repeatedly is, let's move in together. They'll show more in a montage. This montage is very necessary. Look, he's wearing the glasses, and they're in the outfits from the poster. Good job, we have the shot, and we can use that nearsighted tagline. I still think that's the only reason he is wearing glasses in a scene. They're happy as long as fresh air doesn't get in the way.
I hate it. I said I hate it. I told you I was going to hate it, and I hate it. I don't know what it is. The fresh air. I hate fresh air. It makes me sick.
I hate.
But anyway, as they check into the Great Northern Hotel from Twin Peaks, I sense more Seinfeld banter.
And I can't rightly give you a room unless you've got a card.
We made reservations. You took our deposit.
Damn it, he didn't direct the reservation episode either, but he did direct the one where Elaine leaves a dirty message on a tape recorder. Quick, Maddie, leave a sexy recording! Apparently they're staying at the hotel manager's sister's house, where they're on twin beds. This is really episodic, mixed in with a clip show. We get another montage here. I'm fine with that. If there's a montage going on, he won't be complaining. I'm sporting a real game of ants in the pants. Ooh, that itch. At least he's learned to take it slow.
You mad?
Mm-hmm.
Want to get married?
Right, because the whole let's move in together thing worked out so well. She's been a bit standoffish about relationships due to her previous boyfriend, but really, Harris isn't helping either.
He's someone else entirely. I'm me and he's him. You got a problem with him, you got a problem with him. If you got a problem with me, it's me.
Don't worry, he'll calm down and turn the charm back on.
You're no prize yourself, you know that? You're no prize yourself. You insult me, you hurt me, and I'm sick of it. I hate it. I hate it.
Well, these Patreon polls where the drama wins always give me a long line of movies featuring the worst couples put on film. Like, my god, it doesn't land if I'm only seeing everything that sucks about their relationship. Showing me a shot of them laughing and playing with a dog doesn't count. But now we're caught up to the present. I'm also having trouble following the timeline in this too. Oh right, the thing about the French actor in the press conference. Let's take a break. This guy's gonna be talking about his divorce for a while. Whatever.
He's today's hottest comedian. So the police come over your house, they fill out the report.
You ever find anything? No.
It's a stand-up sitcom all in one. It's Seinfeld, Thursday After Tears on NBC.
We're back, and uh-oh, Maddie is there covering the Jean Fidel press conference. I sure hope they see each other again. Wait, no I don't. Hang out backstage till she leaves. She's gonna walk in, isn't she?
Don't worry, why don't you wait downstairs with the others?
Oof, I still have the ants in the pants, you bitch. Maybe the presser will liven things up.
How does it feel to be considered one of the 10 sexiest men in the world?
There are 9 others?
Okay, that was good. Another character more charming than Harris, and another character who has better chemistry with Maddie. Hell, their best moment together is their awkward post-breakup run-in. At least they're smiling and laughing here. If the point is that they're better as exes, I guess that works. See, look, she's got a date with Jean Fidel. She's very nervous about this date, but can't stop thinking about Harris.
You know, that shit looks better now than he did when we were dating.
You're still really into him, huh?
Please don't be. We can even bring back the creepy music when Harris finds out that this guy set Maddie and Jean Fidel up.
Madeline something now. Madeline Ross.
Kidding. He plays it cool.
You're a regular pimp, aren't you, Edgar?
Never thought of it that way.
I suppose you never thought of having your face smashed in either, did you?
So he threatened to kick his ass and called Maddie a whore? Anyways, let's just all sit down and continue on with our delightful conversation as if you didn't just spill my food on me. And even that gets worse.
I'm gonna check tonight's receipts. I'll see you later.
I can think of a rageaholic class that this guy needs to attend. This movie isn't very good. This isn't very good at all. You can hear him angrily banging on her door at night. At least in Soup for One, he had the realization of, wait, this isn't how to handle things. We cannot end up together. Soup for One was very self-aware about his flaws. Not here. I'm like, I hope Harris doesn't ruin their date. When he searches for her in the disco, I'm more nervous than I was when a serial killer went to a disco and burnt a girl's face with a candle in Don't Go in the House. Also, some friend who tells the angry and belligerent Harris where she is. There's shots like it's Eyes Wide Shut and he's gonna go on a sexual adventure while fantasizing about how she's hooking up with someone else in black and white. There are a lot of problems with this movie. I do love a dialogue-heavy, walk-and-talk relationship film like this. I can tell they're trying to add extra levels of wit to the lines, and they are fun types of movies to write. I like writing banter like this, but it is tricky because if not pulled off, they can feel less like characters and more like you're just looking at a script and you can feel the lines being read. Like here, it's not very natural, which you could make up for if the two had chemistry, but they don't. There is zero chemistry here. The relationship is never, ever believable. All the cliches are here too. She's helped Jean Fidel by giving him advice on his ex-wife, so yes, they're at an airport, and Harris has to race to said airport. Again, something that played better in Play It Again Sam, because at least that was intending to follow some of the same sequences from Casablanca, so of course they'll get back together. He just has to shout first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shout. She makes me shout. I didn't mean to shout, but she makes me shout.
Harris, this whole thing was a mistake.
I love you.
Sure. Well, I don't know what in the hell that was, but I know it was something short of good. But hey, I love stumbling across these movies that came, went, have been totally forgotten about for decades, and then trying to mine some kind of material out of it for a video. Because no one ever spotlights anything like Something Short of Paradise. The trickiest part is always finding what the next stock choice will be in the Patreon polls. I'm thinking that movie where Winona Ryder goes from the country to the big city and meets Rob Lowe as a mentally challenged man. Don't y'all remember Square Dance? Of course not. No one does. Perfect choice.
Am I boring you?
No.
Then I'm not drunk yet.
Something short